Rembrandt Harmensen van Rijn by Michaela Muma. Who was Rembrandt? Rembrandt was a Dutch painter. He was a draughtsman, an etcher, and a printmaker. He was born in 1606 and died in 1669. His artwork focused on everything from portraits to biblical scenes to landscapes and everything in between. Something important about Rembrandt was that he turned etching into a true art form. He was considered one of the greatest etchers to ever exist. He was considered one of the greatest prophets of civilization, and he was considered one of the greatest painters in European history. Moving on to one of Rembrandt's most famous paintings, called The Night Watch. This painting was commissioned in 1639 by the men in the painting. The men in the painting were Captain Bonnet Kong and his militiamen. This painting was commissioned originally to hang in the Klovener's Dolen in Amsterdam and was not originally called The Night Watch. This painting was originally called Militia Company of District 2 under the command of Captain Franz Bonnet Kong. In this painting, he uses tenebralism very heavily. That is why we see the gloomy and dark idea of this painting. This painting is not originally a night painting either. It is a painting in the daytime, and because of Rembrandt's use of tenebralism, along with the wear and tear over the many years, the Night Watch resembles a painting during the nighttime as opposed to the daytime. That is how the name The Night Watch came to be. This is one of his most famous paintings because it was such a large painting. It is almost 12 feet by almost 15 feet. It is also one of the first paintings to ever have people painted in a group actually doing something. This painting was also trimmed and had people in the background cut off. It is so famous because it was painted according to the time, a very Baroque painting style. As we know, Rembrandt was very famous for his etching skills. As we see in the previous slide, he was considered one of the greatest etchers to ever exist. This is because he took etching to the next level. Rembrandt's process was very in-depth, and he also experimented and did things such as intaglio within his etching process. He began his etching process by using a soft etching ground. He then drew directly on the plate after drawing on paper. He would then put them in acid, and he used hydrochloric acid. While etching, he used a burn-in just as any other etcher would do. Through this, he became good at dry pointing while experimenting with things such as intaglio, as we see in our example, the envelope. As we see with RembrandtPainting.net, before Rembrandt's time, the technique of engraving was more frequently used by printmakers than etching. In the former process, the artist works directly on a metal plate, usually copper, to create his design, and he laboriously cuts lines into surface with a thin, diagonally sharpened steel rod called a burin, just like Rembrandt did. The excess metal thrown up beside the furrow cut by the burin is carefully scraped away before the plate is inked and prints are pulled from it. The visual effect of an engraving is one of neat, regular lines. In etching, the plate is covered with a protective coat of resin. The artist then scratches his design through the resin with a needle and immerses the plate in a bath of acid, which bites the metal wherever the resin has been removed. This is where he incorporated his hydrochloric acid, as we can see with our example. Here's my works cited page. I hope you guys learned a little bit about Rembrandt and hopefully found something interesting that you guys can go Google and find out more about him. Thank you.